Have you ever told yourself that you're just being lazy when deep down it feels like something heavier is holding you down? You wake up exhausted even after a full night's sleep. You stare at your phone for hours knowing there are things you should do, but you just can't move. People around you say you just need to get up or stop being lazy. But what if they're wrong? What if what you're feeling isn't laziness at all, but depression? Because sometimes it's not about not wanting to do things, it's about not being able to. And the difference between the two can completely change how you see yourself and your life. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that almost everyone has felt at some point, that constant battle between feeling lazy and feeling completely drained. Because in a world that glorifies productivity, success, and constant achievement, slowing down can make you feel guilty, like you're falling behind or not good enough. But here's the truth. Not every lack of motivation is laziness. Sometimes it's your mind's way of telling you that something deeper is going on. And understanding the difference between being lazy and being depressed can change everything. The way you treat yourself, the way you see your struggles, and the way you start healing. In the United States, we live in a culture that never stops moving. We're told to hustle, to stay busy, to chase goals, to make something of ourselves. Rest is often seen as weakness, and slowing down feels like failure. We measure our worth by how much we can produce, not by how we feel. And because of that, millions of Americans walk around exhausted, anxious, and ashamed whenever they're not at full speed. So when the mind and body start to shut down from all that pressure, we call it laziness, because admitting it might be depression feels too heavy, too uncomfortable. But that's where we make the biggest mistake. What looks like a lack of motivation is sometimes the result of being completely burned out, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And the more we ignore it, the worse it becomes. Laziness and depression might look similar on the surface. Both make you feel unmotivated, tired, and disconnected. But deep down, they come from very different places. Laziness is temporary. It has a cause and a solution. Maybe you're tired after a long week. Maybe you're bored, or simply don't feel like doing something right now. You can rest, take a break, and eventually bounce back. Depression, on the other hand, isn't about choice or attitude. It's a condition that takes away your ability to care. It's not that you don't want to do things, it's that you can't. You feel trapped inside your own mind, watching life move forward while you stand still. Laziness fades when you rest. Depression stays, even when you've done everything right. And that's the difference that so many people fail to see. Sign number 1. You feel empty, not just tired. There's a big difference between needing rest and feeling like your soul is running on empty. When you're lazy, you might think, I just don't feel like doing it right now. You know that with some sleep, a little caffeine, or a burst of motivation, you'll eventually get things done. But when you're depressed, it's different. You wake up and it's as if someone drained all your energy overnight. The world looks dull, colorless. It's not just physical fatigue, it's emotional exhaustion. You don't want to do anything, not because you're lazy, but because everything feels pointless. Even small tasks like brushing your teeth or answering a text can feel like running a marathon. Sign number 2. The things you used to love don't make you happy anymore. Depression has a way of stealing joy. Maybe you used to love playing video games, going out with friends, cooking, or watching your favorite shows. And now, none of that brings you comfort. Laziness doesn't take away your joy, it just delays it. You might skip the gym today, but still get excited about going tomorrow. Depression, though, makes everything feel empty. You try to listen to your favorite music, hoping to feel something, but it's like the volume of your emotions has been turned all the way down. Nothing hits the same. That's when you start realizing this isn't just a bad day, it's a pattern that's quietly taking over your life. Sign number 3. You can't find a clear reason for how you feel. When you're lazy, there's usually a reason behind it. Maybe you've been overworked, stressed, or you just don't see the point in doing something right now. It's specific. But depression doesn't need a reason. It just shows up and refuses to leave. You can have everything figured out on paper. A job, friends, goals, and still feel empty and disconnected. You lie in bed thinking, "Why do I feel like this? I have no reason to be sad." That confusion is one of depression's cruelest tricks. It convinces you that your pain isn't valid because you can't explain it. Sign number 4, you're losing control of your daily life. When you're lazy, you might procrastinate a little, put off cleaning the house or finishing a project, but eventually you catch up. With depression, everyday life starts slipping through your fingers. The dishes pile up, messages go unanswered, deadlines pass by. It's not because you don't care, it's because you can't bring yourself to act. Even getting out of bed feels like a battle you keep losing. Depression turns simple routines into impossible challenges. It's like your body is stuck in quicksand while the rest of the world moves at full speed. And the more you fall behind, the heavier the guilt gets, feeding the depression even more. Sign number 5, you isolate yourself even from people you love. When you're just being lazy, a day or two at home can feel relaxing. You might cancel plans to recharge, but you still want to be around people. Depression makes you believe that others are better off without you. You stop replying to messages, avoid calls, and slowly disappear from your own life. The thought of socializing feels exhausting, and even when you're with others, it's like your mind is somewhere else, disconnected, distant, numb. You start believing that no one would understand you, so you push people away before they can see how much you're hurting. But isolation doesn't heal depression, it feeds it. The longer you stay hidden, the deeper the darkness grows. Sign number 6, you can't fix it with willpower or motivation. Laziness can be solved with a little push. A good playlist, a motivational quote, or a cup of coffee can turn your day around. Depression laughs at that. You try everything, exercise, journaling, new routines, and maybe it helps for a moment. But the weight always comes back. It's not because you're not trying hard enough. It's because depression isn't a problem you can out-hustle. It's not about a lack of effort. It's a real medical condition that affects your brain chemistry, your emotions, and your perception of the world. That's why just think positive or snap out of it never works. Depression doesn't go away with motivation. It needs understanding, compassion, and professional help. And here's something most people never realize. Depression and laziness often overlap. Sometimes depression makes you look lazy from the outside. You're staying in bed, missing work, skipping responsibilities. But on the inside, you're fighting a battle no one else can see. A battle that takes every ounce of your strength just to exist. That's why it's so important to stop labeling yourself as lazy and start asking deeper questions. Because the moment you realize this isn't your fault, that what you're feeling is real, and that you deserve help, that's the first step toward getting your life back. You're not lazy, you're hurting, and that pain deserves care, not judgment. If you saw yourself in any of those signs, please remember this. You're not lazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. What you're feeling is real, and it doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Depression isn't something you can just shake off or outwork. It's not a failure of character. It's a sign that your mind and body are asking for help. And there is no shame in that. You deserve the same compassion you give to others. You deserve rest, support, and understanding. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It happens one small step at a time. Maybe that step today is as simple as taking a shower, opening a window, or talking to someone you trust. Or maybe it's reaching out to a therapist who can help you see the light again. Whatever it is, know this. You still have value, even on your hardest days. You still matter. And there is a version of you waiting on the other side of this pain. Stronger, calmer, and full of life again. If this video spoke to you, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need to hear these words today. You never know whose life you could touch just by passing this message forward. And if you're struggling right now, please reach out for help. Talk to a mental health professional, a friend, or a family member. You don't have to face this alone. There's real hope, and healing is possible. Take care of yourself, be kind to your mind, and remember, you are worth the effort it takes to get better. I'll see you in the next video.